Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera. Welcome to another live color along here on Monday, December 7th. I was beginning to think that it was still November for a minute there. Good morning. Good morning. Give me a thumbs up or let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Let me know how my sound is. Got to do a sound check, audio. And we're going to get started coloring in just a few minutes. Just got to wait for everyone else to get here. So this morning we are coloring a page from Color Along Volume 15. Once again, I'm going to use my Moped colored pencils. It's a 48 pack, and we're going to be working on complementary colors this morning. And I actually have a coloring challenge happening in my coloring group on Facebook for the coloring challenge of complementary colors. So you'll be able to kind of pick up some pointers today, I guess. We'll also be taking a look at the color wheel this morning. So hopefully we'll be able to have some fun this morning. So if you're here watching this morning, give us a thumbs up, say hello, don't be shy. If this is your first time watching a live color along, we'll get started right at the top of the hour, right at 10 a.m. In the meantime, tell me what you're coloring. Tell me what your what's your favorite product to color with. Any deals that you're finding? Amazon is full of deals lately. So we're just going to get everyone settled. Just want to make sure I have everything that I need. Just get back over to this page. Okay, get rid of this. See who's here with us this morning. Sharon's here with us this morning, and so is Alice. Good morning, my friends. So we are coloring a page. They're actually bookmarks, which I always find kind of fun, especially at the holiday season when you're about to give a gift to someone. So I know the other day I was actually on Amazon, and they were having a deal where I don't know how I stumbled upon it. Maybe it was just from what I was buying, but they had a deal where you could buy $20 worth of books and get $5 off. Hey, good morning, Cheryl. So I think I was buying, well, I can't say what I was buying because they were Christmas gifts. And if anyone's watching that I'm giving the gift to, we're in trouble, right? So I can't say what it is. I'll have to whisper it to Scarlett in the background. Scarlett's here with us this morning. Say hello, Scarlett. Say hello. Good morning, Mary. So I'm using these Moped colored pencils. I like these. I've had these for a very long time, probably almost 5 years, maybe longer, maybe 5 years. And there's 48 pencils in here. This company, Moped, doesn't get enough credit for their products because first of all, they last a long time. And I think people think that they're just not expensive, so they're junk. It's not always the case when a coloring supply is inexpensive. Cheap doesn't always mean bad. Expensive doesn't always mean good. You know? So these are a fun set because they also have silver. What's also cool about this is that they have 4 fluorescent colors, which I really don't like, but I'm not going to. I mean, maybe I'll use them. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see how it goes. Hey, good morning, Alexandria. Alexandria was asking this morning, are you still live on Mondays? Oh, yeah, I'm always live on Mondays. Isn't it crazy? I don't even know how many videos we're up to yet, but Alexandria has been following my videos for a very, 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 very long time. As a matter of fact, Alexandria, I need to share a link to a YouTube channel that I watched that I think you would get a complete kick out of. So I have to make sure that I share that with you. Good morning, Lynn Miller. So yeah, so I guess, I mean, cheap doesn't always mean bad or not good or that you shouldn't use them. Why not save some money on some coloring supplies? I think it was Angela. I know I miss our chats so much too. I was just thinking about you yesterday too, and then you sent me a message this morning. How crazy, right? Talk about trying to attract it. How about I was thinking of something today and it popped up in my Facebook feed? What happens with that? Does anybody else have that happen? Did Facebook read your thoughts? Or you get like an ad or something for something? You're thinking of it and poof, there it is. Why can't that happen with, I don't know, $1 million in puppies, right? That would be good. We'll have to catch up with Alexandria. I still want you to be my co-host one of these days. That would be a riot. I'm going to see if I can pop a different piece of paper underneath here. It's a little thicker. Why, you ask, is it blue? Because I accidentally ordered these in blue. Oh my goodness. My goodness, my goodness. The other thing I want to show everyone today is I think I have 4 or 3 pages left to finish for my new Gnomes book. I know another one, right? This is going to be Gnomes in Love. I've been working on it for a while. And I actually have a lot of books that I'm working on at the moment. Alexandria will be happy about this. I'm actually working on 3, 4. I'm working on Gnomes in Love, another book called Sing, another book called Patched. Well, those are kind of my working titles. I've got Color One Volume 16, Alexandria. Volume 16. I know she's thinking to herself, holy moly, right? Volume 16 will begin sometime in April, I believe. What else am I working on? That's actually going to be scanned. I've got a couple other books kind of like working in my head. One of them is a book about butterflies. What do you all think about butterflies? I've got to get, yeah, I'm searching for something on Google and then you go on Facebook, Alice is saying, there it is in my newsfeed. That happens to me all the time too, but how about when you don't search for it and you just think about it in your head? What happens then? Isn't that creepy? It's creepy to me. All right, I have to get Scarlett a biscuit or something. I don't know what. I'm going to go get her something. So hang on one second. I've got my color wheel so we can talk about complementary colors. Simple, simple, opposite. Whatever's the opposite one another on the color wheel is complementary because it complements each other. So let me get the dogs something to keep them busy and we'll get started. Come on, dog. Okay, doggies. Here's a biscuit for you. Come on. I give Scarlett a biscuit and she throws it. Here, Scarlett. Go ahead. Take it to your place. All right. So the complementary colors are all about what's the opposite. So for example, ooh, I thought the leg was going to come off my chair. Wouldn't that be a hoot? All right. So for example, yellow and orange. Let's look at this color wheel for a minute. I don't usually have the color wheel with me while I'm coloring or I'm creating something because I just kind of like to go with what my gut feeling thinks. But a lot of people like to use the color wheel, so it's fine. It's not a bad thing. This color wheel is actually in volume 1 and volume 2 of my coloring handbook, which I have both books with me. Cheryl's asking a question. Is the Drawer Along book volume 4 on Amazon? Yes, it is. Drawer Along book, I'll explain this. Drawer Along volume 4 made it to Amazon, I think, on Friday. I haven't really said much about it because I needed to get the schedule set up, but it's there. Drawer Along volume 4 is there, and it will start on, I ordered my copy, but I'm not going to get it for a couple of weeks, but it'll start January 27th to June 30th for Drawer Along volume 4. We're going to be every other Wednesday, just like we do now, and we've been doing, because I think it was too much. A lot of people, I talked about doing it every week. Thanks, Sharon. I talked about doing it every week, but I think it might be easier to just do it every week like we've been doing. And then we can leave the other Wednesday for something else, right? So I stepped it up a little bit. So there's a lot of photographs in it. You can see the video on YouTube. There's a lot of photographs in it. We'll be drawing from photographs. We'll be drawing charcoal. We'll be drawing a photograph from a photograph with line art. So there's some other ones that are charcoal drawings that we'll be taking a look at. But I think I stepped it up without making it too difficult. What I will not do is we will not have the reference photos this time, because I think that it might take you a little while longer after the lesson, after each video, to go back and complete it. So what I'll do is I'll complete the drawing during the time that we're together. We'll keep it to an hour, and then you may not finish it during that time, so you can take it and it'll be something you can work on, kind of like homework type thing. I'll make sure I give you a date that it's due, right? Remember homework? I don't really want homework. Okay, I'm kidding. I won't give homework. All right, so if you take a look at this red, violet, yellow, green, opposite. Red, green, opposite. So they complement one another. Orange and blue, opposite. Yellow and purple, opposite. So they complement one another. And I say it all the time. You probably are not sitting there wearing plaid pants with a flowered shirt, and you're probably not wearing clashing colors. And if you are, they probably look fine. But people don't give themselves enough credit for what they actually can put together. I mean, you see those pictures of those crazy houses where people say, "Oh wow, look at that! Their kitchen is painted like Pepto-Bismol pink," right? So I don't know. You got to just kind of take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Sharon says, I watched the video and thought it was challenging and looking forward to this one. Yeah, I think it's going to be a challenge. I think it's going to be a challenge for myself also, which that is the part that I'm really excited about it, because I think I've said this to a few of you, but someone had said to me one day, boy, you do, I'm just going to start coloring, by the way, okay? I'm going to use some yellow here. This is called Dune. Somebody said to me a few weeks ago, wow, you do a lot of live videos. How in the world do you keep up with all these live videos? And I'm going to tell you, the day that I do a live video, that's really all I do, is just that live video. I walk away from the computer after that. You know, and I don't really get involved with editing anything, because then it becomes too time consuming. So I'm just doing the live video. But the other thing is that doing live videos, especially during a color along and chatting with everyone that is following my artwork, is inspiring enough it helps inspire me to keep creating more. So if you ever are stumped, I was about what you need to create and you're feeling like you're in a creative slump. I was actually saw a post about this the other day. Share what you create. Share your art. It's the best way to become inspired to create more. And it's risky. It's kind of scary also just to share your art, don't you think? Just like you're letting all your hair down. You're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself out into the world, and it's like, do I want them to see that? I don't know. Maybe not that great. So if you've colored something, and the coloring community is full of some incredibly nice people, and you're having a bad day, post something that you've colored in a coloring group or on social media, somewhere on Instagram or Facebook, and watch the compliments just flood to you. It's just incredible. So I've never seen anyone not compliment someone. I've never seen anyone say anything mean. I mean, I know they're out there. The mean girls, the meanies. You're a meanie. All right, so here's purple and yellow. Classic opposite. Classic complementary colors. These bookmarks are kind of fun because you can cut them out, and then I use packing tape to laminate them sometimes, and then you can just use them. You can give them for a gift. Put them with the book you're giving. That type of thing. All right, so we've got that as our classic one. The next one, classic complementary color, would be orange and blue. So I'm going to, and you can use any shade. Mean gets deleted. Yes, it does. Somebody said to me, was it Rosie? I don't know if Rosie's Rosie's working today, working her shift with us today or not. But if Rosie's watching, does anyone know if Rosie's working today? Oh, that's funny. Maybe she's in the back on her break. Maybe she's by the dumpster smoking a cigarette. No, seriously. Who has decorated their home already? Mine is done. I know when I color or draw something, I never think it's good enough as what people tell me. Alice, let that go, girl. Because you should just, it's always good. I never think that about myself either, though. So I know how you feel. I'm going to get Scarlett something, and then I want to tell you something about decorating for Christmas. Remind me if I'm saying anything. Let's get Scarlett something. Scarlett, I'm not really sure what you're actually looking for. Stay here 1 minute, though. Okay? Okay. Go ahead. Okay, so I just put them on the desk. I might have to get up and get them, but they should be fine where they are. I'm not decorating my house for Christmas this year, Alice, because nobody's coming here. So I decided not to do it. But this year we're having this year my family's celebrating Christmas via Zoom or video chat or however you want to call it. So we're not going to get together in person, but instead we're going to plan a day where we can kind of like swap gifts outside, socially distanced from one another, and go back to our respective homes, and then we can meet at a day and time on Zoom. And that's how we're having Christmas. Thank you, Alice. Alice says, I bought you a gnome journal book for next year. Isn't it adorable? I ordered a copy for myself, actually, too. It's dateless, you know. Did you know that? It doesn't have any dates, so you can fill in the date yourself. Plus, if you skip a day, maybe you're having a bad day, you don't want to fill anything in that day, you can just kind of like leave it. This is called a Bubble Blue. These are really nice pencils, actually. You know, they're kind of a hard lead, but what I'm noticing is I have this blue cardstock paper underneath here, and I think that it's giving it a softer look. Sharon says, I'm not decorating my house either. I just can't get into it this year. You know, Sharon, it's weird because every Christmas I get very stressed out about people coming to my house, especially for Thanksgiving, Christmas. Everyone's coming over. I've got all this food to cook, right? I've got all this food to cook. I've got to clean. I know, really, the C word. I've got to clean, and it's can be a little daunting. You know, it can be a little frustrating that, look, I'm going to use like a yellow color. Let me just say this, a yellow color, and the opposite of that would be a purple. So I'm going to use another purple color. This is like a purplish color. It's called aubergine. I'm going to use that on this section here. But this year it feels less stressful. I was thinking the other day, as I was lying in bed, forcing myself to get up, that they feel stressful, but at the same time, they don't feel stressful. Do you feel like things have just like eliminated? Does anybody else get this? I just feel like it's not as stressful. Ordered gifts online. That part is stressful, though. I gotta say that. Keeping up with my deliveries is a little bit much. I had to make a list this morning. But you know, a day without a delivery is just not. It's not the same. When there's a delivery list day, whatever shall we do? Oh. I just feel like it's a lot easier that no one is coming to my house that I have to worry about the dogs, I have to worry about the dust. I've got to cook. I've got to go buy the food. Lynn, you are right. We create our own stress. We do. We don't need to do all of the things we were doing. You know, I really believe that there is a bigger reason than all of us as to why this pandemic happened. I mean, I just really believe that I'm not going to go get start quoting the Bible or anything, but I just believe that there is a bigger purpose for what we are doing. That it was almost like the universe was saying to everyone, look, you need to be nicer to each other. You need to calm down. You don't need to be buying all this stuff. You don't need to be running around, running yourself ragged. You don't need to be going all these things. You don't need to think that you're going to miss out. What do you all think? I don't know. I think there's a higher purpose. And I think that in the end, as stressful as it all is, that I think it's taught people without us realizing it that things are different right now. So anyway, let's go back to talking about coloring because that's a happier topic because maybe this is depressing. And Alice says, I decorated to try to get me in the mood, and at night I like to watch the lights on the tree. It's relaxing for me. I think it's awesome. I think it's great that you're decorated. I just really never put up a tree to begin with because I just feel like, here's aubergine again. It could be still kind of orange because they're kind of together. So see this orange here? going across to blue violet. I never put up a tree because my dog's kind of like, they're not very nice with the tree. So it's fine. I think that our holiday spirit begins inside anyway. So Lynn says, unfortunately, the pandemic has shown who the people are who care. All right, I gotta read this. I have to concentrate. All right. Unfortunately, the pandemic has shown who the people who care about others really are. The anti-maskers don't care about the rest of us. I totally, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. I have had it with back like long ago, I always had this crazy desire or crazy thought, flashing thought, okay, in my head to join the Peace Corps. And hey, Angela, and throughout all of this, I never did, by the way, but throughout all of this pandemic, especially over the past couple of months, I've had a huge. I've never felt that I needed to uh, do something to make it better. I don't know what I could possibly do to make it better. I hope that maybe doing live videos helps people in some way to cause a distraction, but I feel like I need to get involved on a community level. I just watch people. I watch people around here, whether it's anti-mask or it's visiting one another from another state. That bugs me. Um, it's crazy. I know I'm getting off on a. It does. Thank you, Angela. That's why I'm really what I'm talking about. I'm not really talking about it. Hi, Sarah. I'm not really talking about it on a depressing level. I'm talking about what is good about it. That's a little different, don't you think? So, what did you put up for decorations, Alice? Lynn says, I don't understand the colors. They're just the opposite of one another. So, whatever you have here on this color wheel, here's yellow. Just draw a line completely across. That would be a complementary color to yellow. So basically, purple is complementing yellow, making it look good. Pizza. I have to make a pizza today, Sarah. I do have to make a pizza today. I don't know. I have way more things in my. I want to cook way more things today than I'm probably going to be capable of doing. Sometimes I get like a little, when they say your eyes are bigger than your, what works with brown? Well, take a look at what would be kind of in the brown family. Good question. The opposite. You could use pink or blue. That would work with brown. Something that's a light color. Thank you, Alice. Sharon says, I'm thankful for the outlets of coloring, drawing, and my other hobbies that are giving me some solace in this world of stress we find ourselves in. When you're coloring and drawing and doing all these things, Sharon, I was going to put this question on Facebook, actually. This has really nothing to do with the pandemic, but do you find yourself thinking of other things? Like, when people say clear your mind and think of nothing, like have no thought? All right, does it help you think through something? Sometimes when I'm drawing, I have like these crazy brainstorms. So like right now, I can't say it because we're on YouTube, because isn't that sad that I can't even like tell you this on YouTube? But anyway, I have these two crazy ideas of what to do for a book. And I'll have to bounce them off a few of you because it's interesting. Yesterday I'm going to do brown next, Lynn, okay? I'm going to do brown and pink on this one. So here's brown. This one's called chocolate. Doesn't it kind of look like a candy bar, actually? Kind of funny. Looks like a little candy bar. 3 trees. Holy moly. That's awesome, Alice. Sharon says, I finally clears my mind and all I'm concerned with is the project I'm working on. That is serving its purpose, right? I can't believe how much I can actually completely empty my head. When people say that like they just can't stop their thoughts. Sometimes I just feel like there's like nothing. Plus, I watch a lot of crazy things on YouTube. I was watching something last night that I'm going to tell you. I was laughing so hard that I had to stop. I had to turn off the TV. I was choking. I was laughing so hard. It was just crazy. Sarah's asking me what kind of pizza. Well, Sarah, I usually only make two different kinds. Either I make a just a cheese pizza, or I'll make one with everything on it, or I'll make half and half. I'm not sure if I'm going to make just cheese today, or I'll make half and half, because the other half I would put cheese, of course, probably broccoli, frozen peppers that I've been buying that are really very soft. You can just pop them in the microwave before you put them on the pizza. Sometimes I put mushrooms, but I'm not really a fan of the mushroom to eat it anyway. Garlic, more cheese. Any other kind of vegetables? I think I might have some spinach. I don't know if I would put cauliflower. I thought about putting sweet potatoes on a pizza. I thought that would be interesting. Do I deliver? I thought about that. Maybe I need pizza boxes when. Lynn says, I listen to audiobooks on TV when I color. I started listening to audiobooks on YouTube. I was listening to The Giver by Lois Lowry, and all it did was put me to sleep. And then the guy's voice was bugging me. I don't know. Crazy. I think I'm doing a lot this year because I'm trying to keep the stress level down, Alice is saying, and not let things get to me. Crafting, coloring, and decorating. I think that's a great idea. Roast pumpkin and aubergine on pizza is good. Aubergine is eggplant, right? Okay. I have eggplant that I want to cook today, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it. No black olives. Too salty. This is olive green. Speaking of olives, how crazy is that? Lynn's talking about olives, and I've got olive green in my hand without even looking. So now the opposite of green would be red, right? So take a look at here. We've got red, orange, red violet. What else would be in the red family? Pink. So I'm going to put pink next to this olive green. That would be an opposite, a complementary color. It would just make it look good. The other part to me is that a complementary color is really truly what makes the other color look good, or what two colors look good together. Okay? So if you think that, I don't know, orange and red look good together, then by all means, then that is your personal opinion. I don't think that there's any right or wrong in this complementary color system, technique, procedure, whatever we want to call it. I think that it all varies. So I'm going to use some pink. This is called Lovely Pink. You have to say it like that, by the way. It's kind of one of those things where, type thing. Okay. Coloring this whole section here. This page has little speckles all over it. You might have noticed that, right? Which I kind of think look cool. It's almost like a grayscale look to it. Kind of shines through. Roast pumpkin. Roast pumpkin, that would be interesting on a pizza. Lynn says, I think I have an acorn squash to cook today. What do you do with your acorn squash? Do you cook the whole thing, just like slice it in half and pop it in the oven type thing? I don't think I've ever even eaten acorn squash in my life. I'm probably going to cook pizza today, and I'm also going to make chicken. I've been cooking a boneless chicken breast in this cast iron pot, and then adding crushed tomatoes to it with onions. I'm not sure if I have onions left, but onions, garlic, paprika. I was actually thinking the other day that, people it's being told, stay home, right? Maybe there should be some sort of crazy cooking lesson out there for people. All right, so now let's see what other color we could complement. We've got this color here. I'm not even sure what this color is because the pencil looks different than I think what it actually is. Cherry plum. All right, let's just live on the edge here and see what happens. All right, so this is a purplish color. So the opposite of purple would be kind of a yellow or an orangey yellow. So you could use a dune color. That would look cool with it. Or you could use orange. I'm not using these fluorescent colors. They're a little creepy to me. I got to read Lynn's comment because all I just saw as I looked over quickly was stab it. So I'm getting a little concerned about what Lynn's doing in her kitchen. Lynn says, I wash it, stab it with a fork a few times. Just in case you're having a bad day and you need to take out your frustration. Cook an acorn squash. Microwave for 5 minutes. Wow. Cut in half, scoop out seeds. Put butter and pumpkin spice in each half. Cook in microwave or oven. Very yummy. I think maybe you need to do a video of you stabbing that acorn squash. Alice says, I love olive green, brown, tan, blue. You know, Alice's coloring pages, speaking of complementary colors, look awesome. Complementing one another. Lynn's asking, would light green and dark green be complementary? Well, technically not on the color wheel because they're neighbors, right? Because they're next to one another. Those are called analogous colors. Let me see if I have it in this color wheel. I think the other color wheel might be a little different. No, it's the same. But does it look good to you, Lynn? Do you think it looks good? If you think it looks good, then it looks good. I hope, I mean, you got to just go by what you think it looks like. So now I'm going to go with this kind of like, what is this called? Apricot. This is a good one. Alice says, I had a gluten-free pizza Saturday on flatbread and added more cheese, tomatoes, and bacon and ham. Well, that sounds delicious. I always use this wheat crust. It's a wood grilled crust. It's wheat. And I buy them, they're not frozen right. I buy them, but then I put them in the freezer and I always have them on in stock. And I try to keep like, I don't know, 2 or 3 packages in my freezer at a time, so I always have them. But I pop them in the oven frozen. I top it frozen. They do need to have olive oil put on them on the bottom, like on top of the bread. No, I don't really like hot and spicy food. I mean, I do, but I don't really eat a lot of it. Do you like hot and spicy? Do you like hot stuff, Sarah? This one is called Woody Brown. And I'm going to do this bottom section with Woody Brown and maybe some blue. No right or wrong. I don't think there's right or wrong with this at all. It's whatever looks good to you. Like, I mean, I was going to say, think of what you're wearing for clothes, but you can't go by that. But I can't even back that statement up because my theory is just wear black and then you don't have to think about it. I mean, very rarely. I'm sure the white dog hair on my clothes is complimentary, right? My dogs are being awfully quiet this morning out on that deck. I don't know what they're doing. The stray cat is still around and being fed by a neighbor. So she has a shelter. She has a place. She's learned that she needs to stay away from my yard and not be near my dogs. And she's just kind of hanging out. I call her Claire. Claire cat, as in clear out of my yard, Claire cat. Black cats do go with everything. Isn't it crazy? They do. That is for sure. Here is Azure Blue. Azure. I'm going to use this in a lighter fashion because don't forget, you can make it a darker color based on the pressure that you use, whether it's heavy or light. There we go. Kind of looks like clouds. And then if you notice these like little divider lines, I'm not really concerned about what color I should have put there. I'm just kind of adding whatever I want to add. This one is called Strawberry, which to me is more of a red color, but I'm going to use it as my divider line and do a very heavy pressure with it. Alice says, I used to buy fresh gluten-free dough, but remember you said that. They recalled the dough the company made because an employee at the company got caught putting metal into the dough. Oh my God. Now there's no more in the store. I hope not. Oh, I know. I'm hungry now too, Sarah. Maybe we need to have like, I don't know, a snack along. We should have a snack along. Yeah, I don't like anything like too spicy, but I do enjoy watching those people on YouTube eat those hot chips. I don't know why I have decided that watching people inflict pain upon themselves is actually entertaining. The other day, I went down the rabbit hole of YouTube. Honestly, this is what I found myself watching. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my sister about it, and she said to me, "Okay, we need to have a talk. You have got to get a life because I was watching people that live under the streets of the Las Vegas Strip in the tunnels. I did not even know this existed. Then I was watching people that live in China in cubicle apartments. Maybe we need to do a Zoom happy hour. Lynn was hosting Zoom happy hours a while back. Let's use some green here. This is called jade. Again, opposite of the green would be red. I mean, think Christmas, right? And if you don't want to use red for this, you could use something in the red family or a tint or a hue of red, which would be, let's say it all together, pink, right? I know, maybe we need happy hour where we just keep eating. Maybe we should call it a snack along, Lynn. All right, so I'm going to go with some pink on this one because it's the pink family. This one is called Lovely Pink again. Same thing that I used up here, I believe. I can't believe my dogs are laying down beside on the deck. Let me tell you, my deck is like part ice. Paisley loves to lay down on top of a pile of ice. We had a bad storm the other day on Saturday, I think it was. Was it Saturday, Sharon? Mary, you must have gotten that storm too. You gave me a good idea with the boneless chicken breast. The crushed tomato sounds delicious, Mary saying. Yeah, I just basically take this, I buy these whole boneless breasts, Mary, and I chop it up. I like cut like the whole breast into like six pieces. And then I saute it in this cast iron pan, which I actually just bought from Amazon because the other one that I had, it just like the enamel wore off it. And I saute onions, crushed garlic, the chicken, some pepper, a little bit of paprika. And then I put crushed tomatoes, a little bit of water, let it cook for a little bit, and then I pop it in the oven for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Don't ask me what I cook it on, whatever I turn the dial to. No, probably like 375. And then it's done. It's delicious. I guess it's like a version of chicken cacciatore, I guess it could be a version of. All right, so I'm going to go with now a purple. This is a version of green. So let's go with a version of purple. Do you have YROS pizza? I don't know what that says. I think you call it gyro. Oh, gyro meat. We have it topped with garlic sauce. No, maybe we do. I don't know. Not something I would make. I never really go out to eat. I never go out to eat, actually. Okay, I'm going to get the dogs. Hang on one second. All right, so I've got this. This is aubergine. Aubergine, here it is. next to that green. So there's the complement. And then I'll use a third color here. A third, either like we could use a green color. Let's see what this green is. This one is called deep green. I think that they made them tired out there, those two dogs. And I'm going to put this deep green again over here. So I'm working on this Valentine Gnomes book. It's called Gnome. It's going to be called Gnomes in Love. And I have a couple more pages. So I don't know if I have time this morning. I'll see what I can draw for some pages. Let's add maybe some yellow to this section here. Did anyone take advantage of my free Kindle book yesterday? I did this new promotion, which I never, ever have done because I didn't know how. It's simple reason. Never knew how to do it. Never knew it was possible. So I did this freebie yesterday where my Kindle book, Color Inspiration Color Palette book was free. It was free for 24 hours. Let me tell you, thank you to everybody that downloaded that book. The reason I did that was hopefully if you've downloaded that book, you can go over to Amazon and give a review because reviews really help the books get seen when other people are shopping. So I appreciate everyone that took the time to go over to Amazon and download that Kindle book. If you stay tuned to my coloring group on Facebook, I'll be having another giveaway coming up for Kindle books. And I will tell you that it probably will happen on Sundays. That's about all I know about that. But I do have some different ideas for some different books that could turn into Kindle books because a coloring book cannot be a Kindle book. I was working on having my this book, this coloring handbook, as a Kindle, and I submitted it. It got accepted. It was all set. Poof! It was a Kindle, and they just sent me an email this morning that they pulled the book and they rejected it. They told me basically that it cannot have these type of pages where you have to fill them in, and it's really annoying to me. So I'm going to have to figure out another way to do it because I don't know. I have to call them today and speak with someone in the publishing part of it, which I always hate doing. They never understand what I'm trying to do because they just don't. I don't understand what the problem is. Lynn says, I went to buy it and said I already owned it. Well, there'll be another color palette book coming up in a couple of weeks. There'll also be, and then if I can figure out what the heck I'm doing with this color handbook and how to get that as a Kindle, I'll do that for so many hours for one day too. Sharon says, I wanted to, but I don't have a Kindle. I have a Nook, and I didn't think it would work or really didn't know how to, and I'm so tech challenged. I don't know. Would it work on a Nook? It's a good question. That is a very good question. Angela's saying, I missed it because I still don't have my own laptop, but I can borrow it on Kindle Unlimited and review it. Oh, good. Thank you. I hope you will. Yeah, a lot of Kindle books can be borrowed on Kindle Unlimited if you have that, and then you can leave a review. So I have that is one of 3 color palette books that I have. So you can review it. I don't know, but that's a good question. Sharon has a Nook. Does anybody else have a Nook that you can download to? Can you put I'm not really familiar with a Nook, but does a Nook have apps on it? All right, Angela's you can get the Kindle app and read it on your iPad or even your phone. Yeah, you could read it on your phone. Too small for my eyes, but no, it wouldn't work on a Nook, but you can download a Kindle app for your phone, tablet, or laptop. So a Nook, what does a Nook do? It's so hard, isn't it? Technology is difficult. All right, so we've got this orange here. Now let's move on to some blue, which I'm going to go with bubble blue again for this area here. You know, Lynn's idea of that happy hour, I'm actually just thinking that, sometimes people don't want to get together and talk about what is actually happening in their lives this time of what we're going through right now. But sometimes some people do in a positive way. So maybe we need to do a happy hour so that we can kind of like, or maybe we need to do a Festivus. Maybe we need to celebrate Festivus together where we can just air our grievances. What do you think, Lynn? All right, now I've got to find something for the middles. I always like that to be a dark color. What is this one? Oh, deep blue. Gonna say it like that. Deep blue. I've purchased books from Barnes and Noble and have them on my Nook. Then there's got to be a way to do that, Sharon. The Kindle for free, the Nook is the same. Sarah knows what to do. Festivus for the rest of us. I'll put up the poll in a few days. I know I need to get a poll. I do have kind of a. How big does my poll have to be? Does everybody know what we're talking about on Seinfeld when they celebrated Festivus? It was a day to agree to air your grievances. It's December 23rd, and they celebrate with a metal pole, like a shower rod type pole or some sort of metal pole. Okay, so we've got all three of these finished. If you are here, then you have a computer or device, you can get Kindle books. That's a very good point, Lynn. If you are here, Lynn is trying to tell us, then you have a way to get it. So you could download it to your computer, Sharon. You don't have to download it to a tablet or an iPad, or you don't have to download it to a phone. You could download it to your computer. When you go to Amazon and you purchase the Kindle book or you get the freebie, whatever it is, whether it's free or paid, just like if you did something in Barnes and Noble, I'm sure that it says something about where you would like to download that. Like mine has a few different options. I don't know why. I guess all my devices are connected. It kind of is annoying in a way. But basically, I say which one I want it to be downloaded to. It's usually just my iPad, which I have the Kindle app to because I don't have a Kindle. I don't really like to read a book on Kindle. I like to read a book in physical, like the physical copy. Lynn uses a shower rod for Festivus for the rest of us, right? So I'm going to do a couple of pages from Gnomes in Love and show you some pages from the new books that I'm working on. So once I make the purchase, Sharon saying on Amazon, it will ask where I want to download it and I can choose my laptop. Yes, it will. It should. If it doesn't, tell them I said. No, it really should. All right, so I'm working on this Gnomes in Love book, and gonna move my pencils. I thought I would ink a couple of pages while we were together. If anyone wants to stick around and watch, you need to download the Kindle app to your laptop first. Yeah, I think you do. You're right. Angela's right. So this is one of the Gnomes in Love pages. We'll ink this one today. I'm in trouble with pens lately. I feel like sending them back because they're not working properly. All right, these two little people are good. Here they are. In love. Isn't that from a movie or from a show? Your female gnomes are looking great. Thank you, Alice. I have more female gnomes, by the way. I can't wait to show you. I've been working on my female gnomes. I think if you Google it, we're going down the rabbit hole of technology, Sharon. But really, I think if you Google it, it will tell you how to do it. Or maybe you should just call Amazon. Let's just put everything on Amazon. Here's the shoes. And then I'll put a little zigzag thing going on here. I sketch them out with pencil first, but it doesn't always mean that the pencil makes it. The ink makes it to the pencil. So usually, sometimes I change it as I'm drawing it. So there's my guy, and then I'm going to make it like they're holding hands. Here's the girl. I think that the trick to the girls, Alice, was that they had to have a face, because if they were just like a gnome, like the face of the man gnomes or the guy gnomes are just really kind of like the beard, you know. But when I gave them a face, it started changing. And I'm just kind of like putting her hand, you know, there it is. They're holding hands now. Give her dress. I felt like a lot of my girl gnomes were a little fat though. Did you notice that, Alice? They were looking a little bit like chunk. But I don't know. This is the neck. I'll put some buttons. And of course, these two are standing in the land of mushroom. Give this guy a mushroom behind him. And then maybe something on top of this mushroom. Maybe like these guys. You don't think you've ever seen a skinny gnome? Some of the men do have faces. They have a little bit of a smile in this book because they're in love. They have to have a smile, right? That's what I figured. I figured if they're in love, they need to be smiling. And there were some that, I got to tell you, I was drawing them and I kept thinking to myself, you know, all of my gnomes in love are men and women. So there was a few of them that I did with a couple of guys, a couple of girls. I did one with a guy with two girls. I started to feel like I was discriminating and that I should have had, like, you know, I should have been more conscious of whether I was drawing men gnomes, women gnomes, who was together. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as say I'm going to start drawing like transgender gnomes or binary, right? But I was getting a little concerned that I was starting to draw only men and women that were in love, holding hands. I felt like I needed to be like fair to everybody. Maybe I should put that in the description of the book, Angela. Right? Because maybe I just need to do a whole book of them. I'm sure there is not a coloring book of gay gnomes. It makes me think of that comment that you made to me, Angela. What did you say? You were saying all different things. There are some little kids. There are. But we want to make sure that they're married first. We're trying to be like, you know, we don't want to have any children out of wedlock. But you got to keep it real, right? So And of course, I had to put dogs and cats because you don't have to just be in love with the person. You could be in love with a cat or dog, right? If they're in love, maybe children could be added. All right, I just read that. Sorry about that. I'm just reading it again. Nope, this is not like Groundhog Day. All right, we got to give these guys a little bit of something else here. I'm going to put something on her sleeve, a little button, and then give her a little bit of a zigzag on her hat. So there's just more space to color. I think they're cute. But I am working on a butterfly book also, and some mommy and doll books, and some other stuff. So it's not just all about gnomes. So don't get discouraged that, oh my God, there's just gnomes. They do kind of grow on you a little bit. All right, this guy, he needs to have a heart in the center of his hat. So he looks very like, I'm in love with her. All right, let's see, put a little bit of a window here. And maybe another one right here. Sharon says, maybe you could include a wedding ceremony picture for the gnomes. Maybe we could have a wedding for them. How about that? It reminds me of, I forgot what TV show I was watching, and there was a wedding on a soap opera, and the woman that was watching it got all dressed up because somebody was getting married on the show. I don't remember what it was. Maybe we could have a wedding for the gnomes, right? We can invite them. I was going to do gnomes with masks, but do gnomes have children? I don't know. You mean in like the way people have children? Maybe they're just kind of, maybe gnomes, how do gnomes just even become gnomes? How do they even appear? Do they just kind of like appear as gnomes? Are gnomes even born? Maybe they pop out of mushrooms. They do have kids? Alice is saying they do. All right, let's see what we can do with this one, because this is a little bit of a skinnier woman. This one's a little bit of a mess here. Okay, let's see if I can figure out where to even begin. Let me do the edges first, and then we'll have 2 of these drawn. I think these are my last 3 pages to this book. You know what I did? I drew some gnomes, and then I scanned them into my computer, and then I printed them on the paper in gray, and then I went over them with ink. I'll show you what I did here, because I drew a whole bunch of them. I don't know if this gives you the example, but I'll show you some of the ones that are already done. Here's one. They're just kind of like, now see, these are guys, right? Maybe they're just in love with each other. This is an example of it. I don't want it to be like blatantly gay gnomes, but maybe there's no women involved in this one. So maybe they're just in love with each other, or maybe they're thinking about their sweethearts. This one also has some men gnomes in some heart situation. This one's actually one of my favorites. I'm thinking about making this one the cover, because she's just kind of like an artist hippie gnome with her little pearl necklace, and he's just like so in love that the heart is behind them, and they've got these candles lit, and they've just got a whole romantic situation going on for them. They do have kids. Watch the gnome movie. Oh, I've never watched the gnome movie. This guy is just like getting ready, I guess. Maybe those are his chocolates he's going to give out to his wife. I don't know who. His girlfriend, his mistress. Who knows? This one, I don't know. She looks like Viking woman, doesn't she? I don't know. They could be brothers or cousins. I love this one too, because he's just kind of just simple. He's holding the gnome, trying to like give it to his heart. This one is an example of 2 guys. Peace sound symbol. They're in love. I don't know. Here's another one. Well, that's a guy and a girl, but she's kind of got her tongue sticking out. He's got a little bit of a smile face. Here's one that's done. I mean, these people could be, these gnomes, this guy needs arms. I'm making a change here. He looks like he's armless, doesn't he? Whew. They are like Smurfs. So how do Smurfs appear? Here's another one. This is kind of a little kid. There's the mother. standing in front of their house. All right, so here's another one. See, these are the ones that I drew, and then I copied them, and then I traced them because I just wanted them to be different styles. This guy actually needs a little bit of a fix up here. There it is. Here's 3 guys. I don't know what's going on with the situation. You like the legs? I know, isn't it funny? I wish my leg. Don't you wish that your legs were that thin? They'd be like little sticks. They have skinny legs. Here's just two in love. They look like, you know, the grandpa gnomes, grandma and grandpa gnomes. I'm not going to do anything else to the background of that one. I think it should be good the way it is. Here's another one. I'm not sure if this is a polygamous family or not. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure if he's invited his mistress to come live with her or not. You gotta wonder what goes inside or goes on inside my head, huh? Here's one that I consider kind of an old, just a family. And this guy is just looking for love. Maybe he's ready to sign up for Match.com or something. Here's another one that is trying to get together with. They look like they're on like their first date or something. Here they are again, another date. She doesn't know where she's taking. He's taking her. Maybe this should be like a book, a storybook or something. Angela's laughing. Here's another one with dogs and cats, because you gotta love your dog and cat. Another one. Here they are on another date. I don't know. That's the one we just did, right? No, that's not the one we just did. I don't know where they're going on this date, but maybe it's the date that never ends. Do you ever have? All right, let's go back to some serious business now. The silliness that's going through my head. Okay. All right, we've got the outer portion of it. So now the first thing I need to do is draw whatever is going to be in front. So this plant is going to be the thing that is going to be in the forefront of everything. So this is just basically kind of like a tree. That's all. This tree is also in the front of this house. So let's pop this over here. Put the land. That's the land right there. And then we've got this house going on. I figured I would draw the house first. We've got a heart here for the window. And I'm not really worried about like how straight the sides of this house are. Because, I mean, this is gnome land. Who are we kidding? We don't really worry about, you know, the straightness of the house. And then I'm just going to decorate this house with kind of like some frenzy style divider lines. And then in between, what, like kind of like a decoration in between. I'm not really sure about this tree on the side. I just kind of sketched that in, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. Just do some vertical lines here. And then I'm not sure about the chimney. It may not stay. Okay, move this girl over. Here's her face, her eyes. She looks like she's kind of laughing. Here's her hair. It's a scraggly mess. Her hair is just a hot mess. I don't even know how many fingers a gnome would have. Do you think they would have like 5 fingers? I'm not even sure. I'm going to give her heart buttons for her clothing. As long as the roof doesn't leak, who cares if it's straight? No kidding. I agree with you. I agree with you, Alice. Boy, I got a lot of water in my basement this past weekend, and I was looking at something online, like this local neighborhood group, and a lot of people were talking about how much water they got. I mean, it rained like, I don't know, 3 inches in one day or something ridiculously crazy. So these people were asking about having their basement waterproofed and what could they do about it because it was just so bad, right? So bad. Do you know there was a company that was giving quotes out to fix people's basements for $10,000? And I just thought to myself, talk about taking advantage of people in the midst of something that happened that was the craziest, probably a storm we don't usually get, you know? And I just thought to myself, that was terrible. I can't even believe how much water was in my basement. Do I see mountains in the background? Yes, you do, Alice. What do you think about that? I feel like I've been watching too much TV where there's mountains. These are snow-capped mountains. The S word, right? I said it. I had to. Snow-capped mountains. I'm going to call this finished because you could do anything else you can't want to the sky. It really kind of gives you a lot of opportunity. I think it's despicable when people take advantage of a situation to make money. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was horrible. All right, I have my last one. Should I do it? Let's do the last one. What time is it? I mean, if you want to take off, please. I won't be offended. I just figured I'd ink this last one and it would be done with a capital D. And then I can scan. Everyone knows how much I cannot stand scanning. But I've been scanning from my phone lately and it's been much easier. So let's see how that goes. All right, let's start with this dude right here. He's got a combination of mushrooms and balloons. He looks like he's in shock today. Or maybe he's singing a love song. And he's thinking, who am I going to sing it to? He's one of those gnomes that wants to, like, swipe left because I don't like who I see. You know, those gnomes? Oh, thank you. I think the mountains look kind of cool, right? Because you can kind of add to what's there. They're standing in front of the mountains. Okay, let's get this guy a hat. And a little bit of a zigzag thing. A button on his sleeve, because he's got to be a gnome with a button. And then this hat, I'm going to give him a heart just on his hat. That's it. Nothing fancy on his hat. All right, let's see here. This has some grass, some giant blades of grass. And then this mushroom. Here's another one right here. Put the land in there. There's another mushroom here. And then this guy here. Land, land, land. Okay, here's another one right here. Okay. Do you think I should leave those mushrooms? How about bachelor and bachelorette gnomes? Oh, that is so funny. Yes, he's singing. Why not, right? He's singing. Oh, I should put some music notes. I'm going to put the balloons. I'll put some music notes up in the air to make it look like he's, you know, he's belting out a tune. He's going to audition for American Idol. Maybe he's whistling. I'll make them go further apart so it represents that you can hear it from a distance. Lynn probably already knows what he's singing, but don't tell us. There he is singing a tune. All right. So for this mushroom here, I do think I'm going to put some just different designs on these mushrooms. So it just kind of be watercolor. Some stripes on that. And then some of these spots on this one. And then maybe a zigzag here. And then some stripes on the top of this, on the cap, right? That's the cap of the mushroom? Give it a little bit of the zigzag here. This guy. I think I'll do like a heartbeat thing here. There we go. Okay. So this one's done. I think I finished it. I think we have 24 pages of this book now. And now all I have to do is scan. Love Me Tender, Love Me Blue. Endless Possibilities. Bachelor and Bachelorette Gnomes. See? What happens? You sit here, you talk to yourself. All right. So this book is done. Just need to scan this book. Find my paper clip. I don't know what happened to it. It's done. I don't know what happened to my little blue paper clip. And then the other book I'm working on is this kind of like, these remind me of like the countdown pages, and it'll have pages like this. This one's already inked, already pencil drawn. I've just kind of been drawing them. This one I'm not sure if I'm going to keep because I made a mistake, but so these are kind of fun. I don't know how many I have of these already, but I've just been drawing these as I go. Like I just like sit and draw for a while. Oh wait. Oh, these are the guys that sing. This is the sing book. These will be all different characters and they sing. Dogs, angels, S-men, and gnomes. And then this patch style book that will be different things like this. I think this will be kind of a fun book. Just to kind of, this would be cool if it was a smaller version too. A wedding book? I don't know. What kind of wedding book? Here's my paper clip. So, I'm going to just have to start scanning this soon. Sometimes I have a lot of book ideas in my head. Today's one of those days. It's kind of scary. But anyway, thank you for joining me today for today's color along. Let's take a look at those bookmarks we did again, since we kind of got off track. Forgot the purpose of us being here together. Here's our bookmarks, Complementary Colors. This was fun. And then next week, holy moly, dogs. Yes, there'll be dogs. Dogs sing, right? Thank you for joining me today, Lynn. This one's sepia. We're going to be working on this next week for sepia. This will be kind of browns. We're going to do something different with this because I want to be able to color the whole thing in 1 hour. And rather than coloring every single space, we're going to do some funky things with this to make it look like sepia. So that's on the 14th. And then on the 21st, we've got these woodless colored pencils. And then on the 28th, we have creating textures. And then we move into the new year of 2021. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I hope you have a great day. And I will see everyone again next week. See you soon.